Rashad titled this "How to Master Multifamily Real Estate Investing," and we're going to go in. I'm going to give you the agenda in just a second. But just to know that I'm credible, we weren't able to show this on the podcast because obviously I wasn't sharing a screen or doing a presentation. This is more formal. This is my actual real estate portfolio at this moment in time. It's 38 apartments, 15.9% cash on cash return, $1.3 million in appreciation, $37,000 in monthly recurring revenue and rents, and $5.2 million in value. My journey started in Brooklyn, New York with this triplex here in May of 2013. And since that moment in time, I have not paid a housing expense, not a mortgage, not a rent payment, nothing, no utilities, all because of this one single decision to buy multifamily real estate. And like I always say, I went from paying expensive rent in Brooklyn to being paid expensive rent in Brooklyn off of this one single decision. And so from there, obviously Brooklyn is, the prices in Brooklyn are pretty crazy. So I started investing from a distance. So I found the New Orleans market and wanted to be a contribution there. I also invested in my hometown of Oakland, California, while living in Brooklyn. And I continued to expand my portfolio so much in New Orleans that I actually moved there for a period of time and then expanded it even further into Baton Rouge. So this is my real estate portfolio at this moment in time. This is just my private portfolio. I'm also the lead investor in 4 Black real estate funds. And so when you add up my proportional ownership of those funds as well, I'm moving towards 100 doors very soon. And that's going to be one of our metrics at EYL is 100. What did you say, Rashad? 100 doors. What was it?
Oh, no, that's a new club. That's a new club.
100 doors, 1,000 shares.
That's it. You know, like Jay had the 40-40 club. And so we had to create our own situation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it doesn't all have to be private. You can actually acquire doors proportionally through real estate funds like the Buyback Baton Rouge fund that me and my brother Anthony Kimball developed out in Baton Rouge. So in Tevin Wade. So while I'm proud of my own personal portfolio, what I'm even more proud about is the students that I've helped accomplish this same exact goal in closing on their first multifamily home. These are some of my students who have closed on properties all over the country. And I couldn't have done this without MG, the mortgage guy. I actually call him MG, the mortgage god, because the terms that he brings to the table, nobody can mess with him. And so he's literally been responsible for helping half of my students close on their properties all across the country. And so our collaboration is getting stronger. We wish he could be here, but I think he's on his flight to London as we speak. And so as of this moment in time, actually I need to update this, excuse me. As of this moment in time, Multifamily Movement has helped 275 people close on multifamily homes all across the country. That puts us at about 68,000. If the average price is 250,000, that puts us at about 68,000. But I think the average price is more around 300. So that's more like $82 million worth of real estate acquired. That's
Hold on, Joe. Let's just take a second to acknowledge that. That's incredible, my brother. Congratulations on that, and shout out to MG.
Appreciate that, man. And this is just in 2.5 years. And Matt and I intend to double that over the course of the next 12 months. And so $82 million of real estate. After that, we actually are going for $1 billion in real estate acquired by Black folks, by earners, by multifamily movement members. And so this is our goal. And we've learned a lot in the past 2.5 years, and we're just getting started. So this is a long, long journey. Real estate is a long-term game. And so this is what we're focused on. And so that's $10 million in average rents that our members are collecting, and after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repairs, or vacancy rate, that's about $3 million coming into our community every single month as positive cash flow for the rest of their lives, as long as they hold these assets. So this is what we're really proud of, and this is the larger mission and vision beyond our own private portfolios. And so a lot of people think that financing is the part that makes acquiring real estate hard, and that's actually the easiest part. It's actually finding the deals, and we're going to go into that a little bit deeper on this particular presentation. But for those who believe that financing is an issue, Matt and I put together this list of 147 down payment assistance programs organized by state that you can go grab and get. You literally just look at your state and see if there's any down payment assistance programs there. Some of them are $5,000 grants. Some of them are, if you take a landlord class, they'll roll your closing costs into your loan. And so you can text GETFREE to 844-901-3239. That's GETFREE to 844-901-3239. That's the Earn Your Leisure texting messaging system, and we'll send you that list of down payment assistance programs just so that we can get financing off the table, especially when we're talking about financing your first property. Once you're getting into rehabs and new construction and things of that nature, there's different forms of financing. But for that first property, there are all kinds of programs out there to support you. Of course, in the podcast, we talked about NACA, FHA, and of course the VA loan. All right. So with that aside, here's what I'm going to cover in this particular presentation. One, how to master multifamily real estate. We're going to go over real estate real talk. I need to get you very familiar with the vocabulary that we use as real estate investors. If you don't understand this vocabulary and these equations, you're going to be lost. And so this is different than buying a single family home, and there are key numbers, equations, and vocabulary words that you need to understand if you're going to be a real estate investor. The next is your real estate Rolodex. We're going to talk about all the relationships that you need. We don't find deals on Trulia, Zillow, or Redfin. We find deals through relationship. They're called off-market deals or pocket deals. And so my last 8 acquisitions have never hit Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, or MLS, right? And we don't want that, because when many people are seeing a property, right, and this property is listed on a website, that increases demand. And when demand goes up, what happens to price? Price goes up, right? And then we're actually going to do an actual deal analysis. I know on the podcast, I talked about the 23 numbers that you need to know to evaluate a real estate deal. We're actually going to walk through a deal analysis on a property that I just found in New Orleans. All right. So that's the framework for our conversation today. So real estate real talk, there are some keywords, 4 keywords that I need you to understand. The vocabulary list is a lot longer than this, but I need you to understand what I mean by multifamily. I need you to understand what rent and mortgage freedom is, because that's the goal. I want you to understand what it means to buy right, not just go buy anything. And then I need you to understand what cash on cash return is and how to run the numbers. Okay. Now, there are many different words in multifamily real estate. Valuable vocabulary is what we call it. And we won't be able to go into all of this at this moment in time. But if you just look at it, ARV, back end DTI, a refi, or another word for refi is rebuy, because that's really what you're doing. Cash on cash return, cash out refi, CapEx, CMA, comparative market analysis, debt service coverage ratio, DTI, front end DTI, HELOC, LTV, OPEX, PMI, repair reserves, tax deduction, tax reduction or tax savings, what a point means when you're getting finance, and vacancy rate. These are some of the key vocabulary words that you need to be aware of. We won't be able to cover all of these. That's just a webinar in and of itself. So we're just going to lock in on the 4 that I mentioned earlier. Okay. So when I'm talking about multifamily real estate, what exactly am I talking about? I'm not talking about those 60-unit buildings that you see when you drive down the freeway that some of you are actually renting right now. I'm talking about 2-family, 3-family, or 4-family homes. Okay, these are also known as duplexes, triplexes, or 4plexes. There's only 2.6 million of them in the entire United States, and they only make up about 18% of the entire rental supply. Okay, so we're looking for a very specific, rare asset, but this is one of the most powerful assets that you can have in your family's name. Now, what's powerful about 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes is that they fall under the same residential guidelines as single family homes when it comes to financing. So the same exact lender that you would go to for a single family home is the same exact lender you would go to for a 2-family, 3-family, or 4-family home. Same 30-year fixed rate, same interest rate, right? And so that's what's powerful about this particular asset class. And so we're looking for something that's very specific and very rare when it comes to quantity, right? Now, if you buy a triplex or a 4plex in the right way, you can typically achieve rent and mortgage freedom with your first purchase. If you buy a duplex, you won't achieve rent and mortgage freedom, and I'm going to explain what rent and mortgage freedom means in just a second. Because while you live in one side for free, the other side, the rents from the other side won't cover principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repairs, and vacancy rate. So you'll still have money coming out of your pocket, even though you acquired a multifamily. But if you buy a triplex like I did in Brooklyn, or a 4plex, you can typically achieve rent and mortgage freedom and get rid of your housing expense forever, right, through your first acquisition. And so that's why this play is so important.